Welcome back everyone to episode 5 of Strategy and Stratagems Rise of the Tomb Kings DLC Total War Warhammer 2. Last episode there have been some interesting developments where the High Elves of the Order of Lore Masters under Teclis took over the capital of the Sentinels of Zeti, focusing all resources of the Sentinels of Zeti into the Golden Colossus, forcing us to take a more aggressive stance to try to pull the Lizardmen out from the Golden Colossus, as their forces, including the garrison, are too great to overcome in single combat with a single Tomb King's army. Furthermore, we recruited a new army under King Foktem, who is now in the process of recruiting new forces to go and reinforce Queen Khalida, and we're researching the priesthood of Naru to give King Foktem a lich priest who will aid his army in magic. Furthermore, we're building a mausoleum in the Forgotten Isles to increase our building slots and increase our research rate and give us some more income. So at the moment we have a very tense situation because we're waiting on what Bakui, the leader of the Lizardmen, is going to do. Are they going to sally forth and push Khalida away and pursue her, or will they stay holed up in their citadel at the Golden Colossus? What I'm thinking, actually, I might seek an alliance of sorts with the Lore Masters so that they may march down to help us at the Golden Colossus. Let us see if that may occur. Unfortunately, they are not willing to ally with us, which is unfortunate. We're going to have to then take care of this ourselves. And as the Tomb Kings are quite weak early game, this will be difficult. In this case, let us move to turn 16 and see what the Lizardmen, how the Lizardmen respond. They decided to sally forth, and they even recruited Blessed Chameleon Skinks. That's really unfortunate. Okay, blessed units are not fun to deal with. We will pull back. We withdraw! And we will play this cat and mouse game until our reinforcements arrive, giving us the advantage in a siege. Lost Tomb, Hidden Knowledge. During the excavation of one of our lord's tombs, a disaster occurred. The more we dug, the more sand poured into the breach, trapping our unfortunate workers inside and resealing the chamber. Is the loss of a few wretched laborers sufficient reason to dig elsewhere, or should we preserve here and redouble our efforts? So unearthing the chamber will give us canopic jars, or dig elsewhere will give us money.
Serpents, not reptiles!
The canopic jars at the moment we don't use that much. However, we are trying to amass around 250 canopic jars to fulfill that secondary strategic objective presented by Priest Nerutep. The point is that money will get regardless, whereas canopic jars are a bit more scarce and difficult to get. So I think we'll unearth the chamber to get the canopic jars. Bring them to Asaf. Recruit a hero. Your renowned patience has paid off. Your Majesty, ancient champions of Nehekra have been resurrected. Now we must make them ready to serve. And then Mortuary Can. Craft any item or awaken a Legion of Legend via the Mortuary Cult. The lore we in the Mortuary Cult have discovered over the millennia is ready to be employed in your service, Your Majesty. Have one of my priestly artisans begin crafting at once. That is exactly what we are going to do. We are going to recruit a Lich Priest for King Foktem, and we shall recruit the flock of Djaf from the Legions of Legend. And these will be our reinforcements coming to support Queen Khalida. It is unfortunate that consolidating the Copper Desert has taken so long. I would have very much liked to have pressed on forward to attack towards the southern tip of Lustria, but we must not be hasty in this case because we do not want to waste our resources in pointless aggression. We want to apply it when necessary
Neferata's head.
and effectively. So at the Dust Gate, we shall recruit our priest. Let's see, which priest do we have access to? Lore of Death, Chandler, cooldown. That is useless for the time being because Arcane Conduit can only be researched later. Treacherous, Mkhatam, more Tomb Scorpion upgrades. Lore of Light. Proficient Caster, Miscast Chance. It's pretty good. Yori Tamun, aggressive. Having an aggressive Lich Priest is kind of hilarious because you're not going to be using them for combat. Okay. Lore of Nehekara. Eternal Physical Resistance, that's nice. From Hatip and Hakos. Tough. That doesn't really matter much. And then Lich Priest of Shadows. We do not have any. So I think it really depends on which lore of magic we would like. The Lore of Death will be mostly damage, Light will be support spells, and Nehekara will also be support and healing due to the special ability of the Lore of Nehekara. I'm thinking just because we're Tomb Kings and it's, I think out of interest, we'll take the Lore of Nehekara and take Hatip for that physical resistance so that we maybe use the Lich Priest in combat, though probably not. And plus the Lore of Nehekara is a decent support lore of magic, so we'll recruit Hatip. Excellent. Okay, we will not be able to replenish the troops for Foktem, so next turn Hatip will move into King Foktem's army. So let us now craft or call upon the flock of Djaf, which are empowered carrion flying war beasts. Okay, so we have the resources, we have the gold, we have the canopic jars. So we shall awaken this Legion of Legend. More reinforcements. Excellent. And we get money and canopic jars for that. A lot of these missions basically happen really on our main strategic line of approach. There are some that are either useless or secondary. Things like the Serpent is sated. And open the burials, kind of. We're gonna do that anyways. We're actually constructing a mausoleum now. So yeah, the Serpent is sated as something that is sort of beyond our reach. It's not something that we will pursue at any degree. Okay, so we shall call upon the flock of Djaf for King Foktem, and we shall continue recruitment of reinforcements. However, no, I think we will march towards the border.
Unliving Mars.
Yes, we will march towards the border so that soon we may be able to march over to Khalida and support her in the coming siege at the Golden Colossus. Now, in terms of research, we said we'd be going for either the Quickening or the Bone Edifice to increase the missile damage for our skeleton archers. I'm thinking Bone Edifice because we need that increased damage first before ammunition. And then I think we'll do Nomad Stock later, once our skeleton horsemen improve. So we'll work on Bone Edifice. Plus it'll also give armor to our skeleton horsemen anyways,
The goddess
making them
wills it.
at least somewhat more durable. Let's see. Right, Soul Reaper. Good. So we will attack the Golden Colossus and besiege it once
Answer
again,
your queen.
forcing Bakui
Kill
out
for Asa.
if possible.
Submit.
It is unfortunate that King Fucktem can only recruit 2 units every turn. Slows us down quite a bit. But it is what it is.
Address me as your highness.
Excellent. So we proceed to turn 17.
Vengeance.
It's possible that we're going to play this cat and mouse game, or the seesaw with the Sentinels of Zeti multiple times, because I'm not strong enough to directly assault the Lizardmen directly, but they're also too cautious to attack from the Golden Colossus at Queen Khalida, because it reduces their... So I think it's our opportunity, our goal is necessary here to force our way into the Golden Colossus with reinforcements coming from King Fucktem.
My glory. Advance. Arise, my warriors. Embed right legions.
Embed the Lich Priest into King Fucktem. I'm trying to consider when should we march King Fucktem in to support Khalida in a battle here. I'm thinking at around turn 20, so that's 6 more units recruited for King Fucktem, and then he'll force march in to support Khalida in an assault on the Golden Colossus. That's my thinking. We're in no particular rush for the moment. However, I am fearful of what the Order of Lore Masters are going to do, because they might just march down south and block us out from besieging the Golden Colossus, and they might just take the Golden Colossus. And this mission, No Time for Mercy, your forces have all but wiped out the Lizardmen of Zeti. Perhaps this is regrettable, but there is no time for mercy. Destroy them. That's exactly what we're trying to do. However, it is difficult for the moment because our forces are not really up to snuff compared to the Lizardmen. So we'll continue this cat and mouse game for the time being
Vengeance upon them.
to prevent the Lizardmen from getting any stronger and recruiting any more units as we build up our reinforcements in the Dust Gate. Proceeding to turn 18. There will be a battle very soon because the Sentinels of Zeti remaining in the Golden Colossus are not going
Return to
anywhere.
Liberus.
So we will have to advance and destroy them personally. But we will do it on our terms
All reptiles
once we
bow
are
to
fully
Asa.
prepared.
High Queen Khalida. Attack! Kill for Asa!
Alright, to speed up recruitment, here's what we're going to do with King Fucktem. We're going to entomb and use the global recruitment as well as the local recruitment of the Dust Gate. So we'll do 2 spearmen, a warrior, let's see, 2 spearmen, another spearman, and 2 warriors. So that means by turn 20, we'll have, let's see, so it's 2 units next turn, 3 units by turn 20, and 2 more, so that'll be 16 units by turn 20. That should be enough. That's a whole lot more skeletons the lizardmen will have to cut through. Okay. And also time is starting to run out for public order issues in the Copper Desert, so we should consolidate very soon. I think we can do this. Good. There's a Bloodhall Coven Navy coming down south. I wonder where they're going. More cat and mouse. Excellent, we've constructed the mausoleum. Dynasty research. Bone edifice. As posited by Rakaf III, bone makes both an effective weapon and surprisingly durable armor for undead warriors. Increased armor for skeleton archers and horsemen. Armor for skeleton archers doesn't do much, but missile damage for skeleton archers and horsemen units. I believe that's for the skeleton horsemen archers, if I'm not mistaken. Next technology we shall research is the quickening, to increase the ammunition for skeleton archers and reduce their reload time, and also increase the charge bonus of our skeleton horsemen, which is exactly what we're looking for. The charge bonus I don't think is all that massive from the start, but it's more about harassment than it is about direct damage. Okay. So we'll have 6 spearmen. Probably can do 2 more skeleton warriors for the wings. Okay, so now we can construct more buildings. Do we construct a bone shaper for chariots? Or do we go for another quicksand swamp? Well, for the time being, I don't need more military infrastructure because that's just going to delay our advance against the Golden Colossus, and King Foktem's army is nearly complete and ready to support Khalida. I'm thinking we construct the Grave Port simply to increase our trade and our growth, and then prepare to construct more military buildings later, possibly into Ushapti. We might actually end up having to build an obelisk. I think the Grave Port is, when in doubt, build ports, because it increases income as well as growth. It'll just make us, it'll increase our population growth and help us reach the largest settlement levels quicker. Yes, we'll do that. Even though the trade, the income from trade, the plus 2% doesn't act much because we're not trading with many factions, that will come into play later, but the growth is important here. So next turn, I believe we shall march towards the Golden Colossus.
Greatness comes
Let's think about this.
on your knees.
If we construct a... Okay, so the quicksand swamp is going to take 3 turns. I don't think we want to build the quicksand swamp, but if we build the bone shaper, that'll give us access to 2 skeleton chariots, allowing King Foktem 1 more turn to recruit more skeleton warriors, and then the turn after to recruit skeleton chariots, which would definitely help in defeating the lizardmen. So I think we build the bone shaper because it will, first of all, it's quite cheap, and it will give us access to skeleton chariots, which are our main shock force, more so than the cavalry. And plus, chariots are relatively mobile. Yes, let's build the Bone Shaper instead of the port.
Or flesh, I care not.
And that means, so we'll delay our advance against the Golden Colossus by 1 turn, if not 2 turns, to fill out King Foktem's stack to full 20 units and recruit some chariots for King Foktem, which would definitely help us against the Golden Colossus. So that's what we'll do. And we'll continue this cat and mouse game with Bakui, or Bakui, I believe. Excellent. Moving to turn 20. Once again, they sally forth, but we shall not attack them until we are ready, which will be very soon.
All reptiles bow to
Prince
Asa.
Sachom has upgraded. Can't increase the training, unfortunately, so we shall... Let's see, so Conquer increases melee attack and weapon strength. Blade Master, the melee attack to a maximum of plus 12. Hard to hit increases melee defense by 12. Indomitable Leadership. Leadership isn't as important to us, so I'm thinking Conqueror into Blade Master are hard to hit. So we'll fill out Conqueror to help Khalida in dueling other characters and fighting in general. Okay. Good, so we will recruit, so we have 6 skeleton warriors, 6 skeleton spearmen. Let's do 2 more spearmen, and next turn we will recruit the skeleton chariot. So by turn 22, we shall attack the Golden Colossus.
Focus. Strike at them. To battle.
Shall encircle them,
For Asa.
continue the cat and mouse. Excellent.
At last. Vengeance.
Techless. Probably going off to consolidate the Turtle Isles by colonizing the Mud Isles, probably. Dark Elves acting all strange and weird.
We withdraw. Scales or flesh.
Okay,
I
let's
care
just remind ourselves what our missions are. Book of Nagash, Marble, or these 2 missions will be fulfilled quite soon. This will happen along the way. Serpent has stated this is not something we'll pursue because it just takes too much time. And then this is in process, and No Time for Mercy will complete very soon. Okay, so nothing that, no new strategic considerations we have to take into account. Okay, excellent. So that's sated. We've stated the public order issues, and here now we will recruit the chariots. And next turn, we shall march against the Golden
Answer your
Colossus.
queen. Vengeance upon them.
Excellent. Tomb Kings march to war. And by the time we consolidate the Copper Desert, actually, we can begin research on a new dynasty, and we will reconsider and reconsolidate our strategic position and our priorities and interest after we consolidate the Copper Desert. Excellent. So the quickening has been researched, and we shall now work on Nomad stock to at least improve our horsemen just a bit more.
Bringing Neferata's head.
Because right now they're still quite worthless, unfortunately. But they shall... they still have a good harass roll. The skeleton horseman archers we can use on the flanks to harass lizardmen and deal with the skink threats, as well using the skeleton horsemen. Again, harassment, and then the Necropolis Knights and Sepulchral Stalkers are our main hitting power, as well as the chariots from King Foktem. So at this point, I think we can besiege Golden Colossus
Kill all.
and march up King Foktem. And I think at this point, it is time to finish up the episode, and our confrontation with Bakui shall happen
To greatness.
next turn.
Now we go.
Let's see, so Force March, everyone is tired. Should the army be right? Equipment disabled. Let's see, what are the odds? The odds are in much greater favor this time. However, what I'm going to do now is quick save, and we shall fight the battle in the next episode, where we finally wipe the Sentinels of Zeti away from the Copper Desert and establish our foothold, from where we will plan the next phase of expansion. I thank everyone for joining me for this now confrontational episode, episode 5 of Strategy and Stratagems. If you want characters or settlements to be named in a particular way, leave your comments down in the comment section below. I hope everyone has a great day or night, depending where you are living. And thanks for joining me. And see you next time in episode 6. Thank you.